Lynn Spears has talked about the painful details surrounding a near-death ATV accident suffered by her daughter Maddie in 2017. On Wednesday she teared up on Nightline as she shared new information from the scary incident. "All of a sudden I just see her taking a hard turn. She tried to get out of the safety net and her head got trapped. She was caught," said Lynn, adding her child was underwater for 5 minutes. Spears said the worst feeling is that her daughter would pass and think, "Why didn't Mom save me?" Jamie teared up. "I just hope she knows I did everything I could if that was the last day she lives," the singer added. First responders showed up and Maddie was rushed to the hospital and put on a ventilator. "You don't want to see your baby like that," said Jamie as she cried more. Obviously her spirit was not ready to go. "When Maddie finally opened her eyes, she looked around," said Lynn, "and she was relieved. She was able to understand where she was," she said. But Maddie did not recognize her mother, and thought she was Carrie Underwood, which Spears found humorous. Spears also said that her faith in God helped her get through it all. The 30-year-old actress also shared an excerpt from her upcoming memoir, Things I Should Have Said, in which she revealed that Maddie, now 13, almost lost her life when she went for a ride on an ATV that ended up submerged in a pond. Maddie was hospitalized for 5 days after being admitted in critical condition, but miraculously she went on to make a full recovery. In a book excerpt exclusively shared with People, Lynn reveals that she was at her husband Jamie Watson's, 39, family home when the accident with Maddie, whom she shares with her ex Casey Aldridge, occurred. The Nickelodeon star recalls the terrifying moments the first responders recovered her daughter's body from the pond. "She was unconscious, her body distended, face swollen and eerily blue. When CPR wasn't working, the EMT flipped Maddie over and began pounding on her back. I knew what I had just witnessed. My daughter's lifeless body," Lynn wrote. Her husband's mother tried to prepare her for the worst possibility, saying, "Lynn, Maddie's not with us anymore." It was only when they got Maddie into the ambulance, that the paramedics were finally able to get a pulse. The Louisiana native recalls that at the hospital her daughter wasn't reacting to any pain or reflex tests, and she requested for a priest to be brought in. Lynn said she was in such shock she didn't even realize that he began to perform last rites. At that moment Maddie started trashing. Her arms and legs were flailing vigorously. I started to scream. The staff administered a sedative to keep her in a medically induced coma to keep her from hurting herself and to allow for further healing, Lynn wrote. Miraculously, the next day Maddie was able to communicate with Watson by raising her finger, and eventually recovered. The star revealed to People that detailing her daughter's accident was by far the most difficult chapter to write. The hardest chapter to write and to read is the one about the accident. It has a wonderful ending, but you can't help, every time you're reading it, to go back to that," she said, adding, "It's still hard to even talk about it." Lynn, who called her daughter's recovery a miracle, added that the incident has given her a new perspective on life. When you have the worst thing you can think of in your life happen to you, it makes you look at everything else differently. You have a lot more gratitude, she wrote. Besides Maddie, the actress and singer also shares 3-year-old daughter Ivy Joan Watson with husband Jamie. Her new memoir Things I Should Have Said is set to be released on January 18.